just shows
Vote Jake Shannon. He's a libertarian.
I'm never going to get elected.
You might.
If I get elected, my first thing that I'm going to do is demand a recount, because there's no chance of me getting elected.
How about undo how about a major tort reform?
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
How about make the firefighters volunteers and give that money to their teachers, education?
It sounds like a good idea.
I like that. It's pretty good.
What do you really? What is your main objective if you get elected?
My main objective would be to legalize freedom, to basically allow people to do the things they want to do, whether it's MMA or whatever they want to do, as long as nobody else gets hurt. If there's no victim involved, it's hard to judge, religious, everybody's got a different religious background. I just want, basically, for people, as long as there's no violence involved or there's no fraud involved,
I love
people
that.
to be free.
I would like to know your thoughts on the Federal Reserve and the IRS.
Well, I think that they are, here's the weird thing, and I hate to co-opt that.
I don't go with it. You kidding?
I've got a master's degree in what's called financial engineering. It's known as computational finance or mathematical finance.
And you have a long history in banking and mathematics, so people should understand when they're watching this, your educational background is pretty substantial.
I'm not speaking out of my rear.
For having all these tattoos and being and looking like a white supremacist,
okay, go on.
Is it in mathematics?
Well, it's something difficult, but go on.
Okay.
So anyway, long story short is that this current financial crisis is a direct result of the collusion between big government and big business. And we need to, just like we have separation of church and state, we need to have a separation of corporate or business and state. I'm very pro-business, but we have to repeal the 16th Amendment, and we have to, get rid of the progressive income tax. If we did that, here's the crazy fact. Right now, if we just took away the revenues from individual income tax that the government gets, we just eliminated that. We still have excise taxes, we have all the other taxes that we collect. If we took that away, the government, as we know it, would only shrink back to the size it was in 1997 under Bill Clinton.
Which is too big then, too?
And it was huge then.
So you're saying if we got rid of the progressive income tax, our government would be the size as it was in 1997?
You can go to Wikipedia and look up the income tax revenues for the 2 years and compare them. And if we got rid of the progressive income tax, not only would it basically almost double what everybody gets to, you and me and everybody watching this, you'd have double the money in your bank account because you're not paying it to the income tax or to the IRS. But then you'd also
have trickle-down economics.
Yeah, I mean, it would basically be like our own little stimulus package, and you'd still, at the same time, reduce government, which is why these tea parties are so trendy right now. Everybody wants smaller government, which makes sense.
I can't believe that this turned into political because I like this. I mean, I'm going to move to Utah and vote for you because what I want to do, I can fix this country. This is how I'd fix it, okay? It's kind of off the beat. I'd legalize drugs, right? That'd rid half your prisons.
Yep.
And holds you responsible for anything that if you hurt anybody. It's just like when you drink. Because drinking's a drug too.
Yep.
I mean, there's no difference. It's just that it's taxed. And I think that's what we should do with drugs.
Yep.
Do that, you rid half your prison, get rid of half your police.
Yep.
I've already told you my story with the fire department. No offense, firefighters, but seriously, how many fires do you really have? Have someone that gets called out.
Well, and the other problem with that is the pensions.
They freaking kill you. I want to be a firefighter.
That's why California is bankrupt, and I'm very pro. My brother is a sergeant for the Las Vegas Police Department.
That's different. Police is different, I think.
I'm very in support of law enforcement, military. I love it, but I think that there need to be serious changes because it's not sustainable economically. And so it's funny. You sound like a libertarian. If you're legalizing drugs, I don't like to think of it that way. I think of it ending prohibition because we know that prohibition didn't work. It clearly didn't work.
The war on drugs is not even. I mean, I was a cop for 5 years, worked narcotics, and I'll tell you what, nothing happens.
Well, and I was watching the news this morning.
I get paid overtime, and that's it.
I was watching the news this morning, and the prescription drug abuse has now officially overtaken illegal drug abuse in hospitals as a statistic. So it doesn't work. The abuse is going to happen no matter what. So what it really has to do is take the burden off of law enforcement, because every law enforcement, every Leo that I talk to knows that it really is a waste of money and a waste of resources. They could be dealing with human trafficking. They could be dealing with things that are actually real problems where people are having their lives seriously affected.
Yeah, or violent crimes. I mean,
violent crimes.
you would end a lot of your violent crimes if you legalize drugs, because half the violent crimes are done as these guys fight over territory. I mean, you know, all the homicides I responded to were results of drugs. So you take that out, you wouldn't have that.
And the scary thing is you know, the rhetoric is that we're the land of the free, but we have the highest incarceration rates of any country in the world. As a matter of fact, I think we're 6 times per capita what China is. China is awful, but we've got 6 times the number of offenders in jail for nonviolent crime is not a crime. I mean, it's different people have different values, and I think the universal value is violence is bad.
Yep.
That's kind of easy to enforce. The other one is that, you know, lying or theft is bad, and you can enforce that, you know, theft and property crimes. But other than that,
that's
people
kind
need
of
to be free.
Utilitarian concept, and it makes sense.
Dude,
you know?
you're a libertarian, man.
Dude, I'm so libertarian. I'm like for like the right thing, man. I mean, doing the right thing, you know. It's like, and the last thing that besides doing what I think that you would also do is the tort reform, because you get rid of 99% of the frivolous lawsuits that are out there, because if people had to pay if they lost a case, right, like Canada's laws, you would alleviate, you would free your court systems, and you would alleviate about 99% of the lawsuits. Because people, I mean, you go around Vegas, and you know what? My dad was a personal injury attorney, so I don't have a problem saying this. But there's big billboards.
So,
are you hurt? Did you get hurt in an accident? Did you trip over like this? You know, I mean, he could be sued for this because that's kind of high. It's above what it should be. That step, you know, if you consider that a step.
Yeah, and it makes it hard for your small business person if they're wasting their money in court with frivolous lawsuits.
It's a joke. So that's my solution. I guess I'm a libertarian.
We'll have to get you running here in Nevada.
I'm in California. Let's do it over there.
Oh, in California. All right, cool.
Yeah. Chris Greenman for libertarian, whatever. All right, bro. We'll see you.
Thanks, man.
All right.